Hi, I'm Ende, a wildlife photographer from Wilmington, Delaware. For this talk, I'd like to talk about the most important factor in making a winning wildlife photograph. And also, I can do a little shameless bragging about some of my favorite images. So, without further ado, let's get started. I could talk about all the factors that go into a wildlife photo, such as camera settings, composition, backgrounds, post-processing, and on and on and on. But I'm not going to do that. The subject I'd like to focus on today is, in my opinion, the most important one. Look for behaviors that tell a story. A wise wildlife photographer, I think it was Chaz Glatzer, once said, and I'm paraphrasing, on workshops, the group of photographers will often spend a half an hour photographing elephants and make the comment, "We have our elephant photos, now let's find some giraffes." No, we want to spend time with the elephants so that we can get photos that demonstrate the elephant's behavior. With that introduction, I'd like to talk about a few of my favorite images. Here's a photo shot in 2015 that I titled Huddled. It was shot at the St. Augustine Alligator Farm in St. Augustine, Florida. While they have captive alligators there, the wading birds that nest there are wild. This is a prime nesting spot because the gators protect their nests from critters that might steal the birds' eggs or eat their young. The parent flies off to the local wetlands to get fish and then bring back the fish to their young. Once the adult returns, a frenzy takes place where each bird tries to be first in line to be fed. In this photo, these egret chicks have been fed, the adult is left, and they've settled down to the comfort of huddling with each other. By the way, I learned a valuable lesson on my first visit to the St. Augustine Rookery. Always look down while standing and photographing from the boardwalk. And never, ever stand on a white spot. I was summarily baptized on my first visit. Can you imagine the fear that's going through the mind of this foal? I was driving through the wildlife drive at Bombay Hook National Wildlife Refuge when I saw two foxes competing for prey. So I started shooting the pair, hoping to get a shot of the interaction. One of the foxes grabbed the vole and raced off, protecting his meal from his rival. Upon returning home and unloading my images, I discovered this shot with the vole in the mouth of one of the foxes, its beady eyes staring directly at the camera. One of my great joys in wildlife photography is unloading my images and finding one that gets the reaction, "Wow, did I shoot that?" The quality of this image is not up to my normal standards, but the shot illustrates one of my other mantras: content trumps quality. Finally, we have a photo of a cormorant downing a huge catfish. One of my favorite spots for photographing bald eagles is the Conowingo Dam on the Susquehanna River in northern Maryland. The eagle action is often sporadic, going hours without any photo opportunities. So, we'll often look for other subjects. Sometimes it's macros of bugs on the fence, other times it's woodpeckers in the woods behind the parking area. In this case, it's the large population of cormorants that feed on the numerous fish below the dam. This cormorant grabbed an extraordinarily large catfish. The bird stabbed it, dunked it in the water, and flipped it in the air in order to down the catfish head first, such that the fish's spines would fold backwards when being swallowed. Here, I was lucky enough to get the cormorant and the fish in perfect position. The fact that the fish was so large compared to the bird prompted the title Heimlich Alert. And yes, the cormorant did eventually down the whole fish. In conclusion, I'm wishing everyone great wildlife shots, and remember to tell a story.